Hello, everybody, and welcome back to baseball here on youtube.com/ShaunosaurusRex and twitch.tv/ShaunosaurusRex. Really bodes well for my vocal performance today if I can't even pronounce my own channel's name. Today we have 4 games for you. We'll get one of each of the 4 divisional round playoff games today. We will start in the AL as we click into the schedule. We'll start with the Angels and the Royals, and we'll head to the Yankees, Mariners, and then we will do these two Diamondbacks, Phillies, and Marlins, Pirates. Anything that goes 1-1 guarantees 4 games. Anything that goes 2-0 obviously has the potential for a sweep tomorrow. Hello, Sky Zone. Tomorrow, my plan is to be live around 2 p.m., and we're going to try and finish out this division series. We'll see how far or how many games we need to do. I'm prepped, ready to do like 8. And then we'll see how many game 5s we get, and then maybe we'll push those to Sunday, all that sort of stuff. So, it is going to be exciting. 1 week for us, what do we call us? What do we call this? What do I call myself? Something sicko. Deluxe sicko. I couldn't think of what the heck I was trying to say. All right, Angels, Royals, you're up first. Let's jump in. Okay. I wish I got this for day 1. Actually, this is kind of a good thumbnail. Hold on. It would be nice, though, if we did get this for day 1. I think I pulled this for a different thing as well, and it just didn't work. But we do get a full... What am I clicking on? Oh, God. I'm so tired. I don't know how I'm this tired. That's a little concerning. So after 1 game, that's how everything sits. We are watching the Los Angeles Angels and the Kansas City Royals. The Angels are 43 and 39. Kansas City Royals are 46 and 36. Kansas City leads 1-0. As I try to figure out which controller I need to use. Here's your Los Angeles Angels lineup. It's Cameron Maybin in center field, Casey McGee at third, Adrian Gonzalez at first, Jim Thome is the DH, Ryan Ludwig in left, John Buck behind the dish, Ben Zobrist in right, Felipe Lopez is the shortstop, Ryan Roberts is the second baseman. As we are set for game number 2 of this series. Jeremy Guthrie making his playoff debut. 0s across the board because, hey, it's a debut. Kansas City Royals defensive lineup looks like that. Cameron Maybin. A lot of people are excited for MLB The Show 26. We'll be streaming that all day next Friday. Deluxe Edition Day, as we are set for baseball. Okay, my headphones are real quiet apparently. And we are off and running here in Kansas City with a strike on the outside edge. The wind and the pitch fouled away. Terrible. Yesterday was a very quick... It was a stream on the quicker side. I wouldn't anticipate that for everything, but... That'll be lifted out towards right field. Right fielder taking a jaunt at it. Makes the lunging, leaping stretch grab, and that is out number 1. Casey McGee looking for his first hit here in the postseason. Batting number 2. Oh, here, we can put a who wins. We'll put a little poll. Who wins? KC or La? Show it. Well, feel free to vote in the poll. I'll try to keep those going throughout the day. I meant to do them last time, but I didn't get to it. Well, I can't vote, which is unfortunate. So it'd be nice because I'd like. It probably thinks that I have say in how the games go, so it's doesn't want me cheating. You're playing MLB 07. Nice. Hope you have a good time playing MLB 07. Here is the wind and the pitch from the righty. It is in for a strike. A little surprising. That pitch looked a little low to me, but the umpire says it's a strike. We respect the umpire. 0-1. 2 gone here quickly in the top half of the first for the Los Angeles Angels. That'll be rolled to a sliding second baseman. Nice step. And we have a very quick top of the first. Jackson. Actually, I haven't introduced this lineup yet. Whoops. Let's get you introduced to the Kansas City Royals lineup. Austin Jackson, the center fielder, followed by Placido Polanco at third. Mark Teixeira at first. Brian McCann at the catching position. Alexei Ramirez is the shortstop. Josh Willingham in left. Neil Walker at second. Alex Gonzalez, the DH. Jeff Frazier, the right fielder. I threw myself off because I was thinking, I almost said Kansas City Chiefs, which was not correct, and then that got me into football brain, and it was all over from there. Max Scherzer making his playoff debut. Signed with the Toronto Blue Jays again for the year, so we'll see how that works. What are you doing in MLB 11 or MLB this show 07? MLB 07. Oh boy, I'm falling apart way more than I realized. Oh my gosh. All right, so batting 1,000 is the leadoff hitter. Is that Cameron Austin Jackson? The wind and the pitch. He takes a swing at it, slices it. That's a foul ball. Scherzer winds and fires. That is outside. 1-1. Road to the show. Nice. And that'll be hit right back up the middle. Diving second baseman. Couldn't make the stop. He was not going to get the out even if he came up with the ball, but that's okay. We appreciate the effort. We respect it. Respect the effort. Placido Polanco. No average. Looking for his first hit of the postseason as well. Wonder how many guys are going to end up with zeros kind of deeper into these playoff runs. They're going to put a runner in motion. He is down and safe at second. So just like that, a runner in scoring position. The wind and the pitch from Scherzer just misses outside for a ball. 1-0. Mariners won their spring training game today, 5-1. Nice bounce back after losing by literally 3 touchdowns yesterday. 2-0 from Scherzer outside. Why did I think it was a 1-1? Did he not foul the pitch off? No, that was the first guy. My bad. Here comes the 3-0. That's the automatic. It's got to be the hands-off controller. If he's going to walk you, let him walk you. Don't give him an easy out. If he's going to walk you, let him walk you. 3-1. And that is lifted out towards left field. He's going to make the catch. The runner will tag from second and move to third. Sliding in safely. It's a nice play out there in left field. Mark Teixeira. Seen him have some big, powerful hits throughout the season. Scherzer fires upstairs for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Scherzer having trouble finding the zone. Misses inside to Teixeira. Is another 3-0 count? Like already? Yeesh. Yeah, it is indeed a 3-0 count. Is it hands-off controller, or do you let Teixeira go? I'd say hands-off controller, and that is a reason why. Sailed that to him, and it's runners on the corners. The good news for Scherzer is the fact that the double play is still in order, so you can get out of this inning with no damage done. But that also requires this game that is not very good at getting the double play and figuring that out. Requires them to figure that out. Scherzer's ready. He winds, fires, and hits that for 1 and 2. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 2 outs. The threat is neutralized. It'll be Tomei, Ludwig, and Buck coming up for the Angels. So we're underway here in the start of the second. I thought Kansas City was going to get out to an early lead and just kind of need to hold on to it for not a terribly long time, but we're going to have to get through 2 more turns of this Angels lineup. See if we get a little bit more back and forth today. The only game that really went back and forth Wednesday was the Mariners Yankees, but even then that wasn't super back and forth. It was very, the Yankees got 1, the Mariners got 6, but because everything else was a shutout, it kind of stands out a little more. The catcher misses it near the fence. It'll be 0-2. And swung on and missed. Set down on strike. So it just took 1 extra pitch to get him down. And then now it'll be Ryan Ludwig. Series will shift to the opposing team's home fields for games 3 and 4. So we'll head to Los Angeles, New York, Florida, aka Miami, and Arizona. As this is lifted into center field. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Oh, there's the water out there. Like, what the heck does that sound? That's a weird sound. Here's the wind and the pitch from the righty. It is inside, plunks him. Uh-oh. That is not what you want to see. Giving him a free pass. Can't be doing that. Especially with how aggressive this Angels lineup has been. They went 1-2-3 pretty quickly in the first inning. Zobrist is up next, looking for his first hit. The wind and the pitch is outside for a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that is hit out towards center field. Is he going to be able to get to it? Yes, he is. Nice catch out there as he ran toward the gap. The hit batter doesn't affect the Kansas City Royals pitching at all. We're heading to the home half of the second. No score, just one hit. It belongs to the Royals. Alexei Ramirez stepping in. Normally playing for the Chicago White Sox, but that's in for a strike. One vote cast for Kansas City, by the way. The righty winds, fires, and sliced. Foul ball. One bag of nachos down. 0-2. And that's hit in front of the catcher. Runs up the first base line, but not in time for the out. Josh Willingham steps up to the plate. Here's the wind and the pitch. Inside for a ball. So 1-0. See if Scherzer could find the zone a little bit more frequently in this inning. Fell behind a couple of batters in a row in the last inning. Or in the bottom of the first is what I'm trying to say. Winds and pitches. Swung on and missed on the outside. That's outside. 2-1. Two and one. Ooh, thought about it. Did he go? No. They almost never do. It's a weird animation. It's because the swings never break the plane. Unless the rules were different 15 years ago, but 3-1 is the count. Scherzer again way behind the batter. Ooh, gets a bit of a generous call. I thought that was going to be ball 4. I think it's a good take on a 3-1. Traditionally, the batters are very aggressive at a 3-1 swing, or a 3-1 count, excuse me, with a swing, but that was close enough to just go, nah. That'll be hit into left field. That'll get down for a hit, and that'll put a runner on first for Kansas City. Second single of the evening for the Royals. I don't think Willingham is going to be much of a steal threat, but I don't know. You never know with this game. Neil Walker stepping to the plate. Over in game 1. Here's the wind of the pitch from Scherzer. Swung on and missed. That was a big swing. Righty-righties, fires, and that is mercifully for Kansas City. That is a foul ball. That is going to be a double play. 0-2. Here comes the wind and the pitch, and that is swung on and missed. Swing track very early on the 95-mile-an-hour fastball, way out of the zone. And that is how he goes down on strikes. Alex Gonzalez looking for a hit here in the postseason. A lot of guys looking for hits. I guess when the score is 1-0, you kind of forget that like nobody's really picking up. It's really picking up the hits. It's just what can you kind of run into a little bit. That is inside. Two and oh. Scherzer again behind the batters. These Royals batters need to be really patient. Scherzer cannot find the zone here in Game 2 of this ALDS series. 3-0, got to be hands-off controller. I'll throw it right down the middle. I think that's going to be tempting. You're going to want to swing at that, but you can't. You just cannot do that. 3-1. Scherzer steps and fires, and that is going to be lifted. And that is out number 3. So Kansas City has amassed 2 hits, but can't do anything with it. Lopez, Roberts, and Maben line up a flip over in the top half of the third for the Angels. No score. Felipe Lopez stepping up. The guys, especially down at the bottom of the order, only the one opportunity in that first game, so the 0 is not as concerning as if you were to have a 1-2-3 hitter. They're going to go with a pop bunt, but it's going to be fielded. I thought that was going to be a nice, easy catch by the pitcher, but instead let it hop in front of him and able to get it down to first in time. I thought, boy, what a fielding mistake that would be. Ryan Roberts. The right-hander winds and fires. That's inside for a ball. That's outside for a ball. That is 3-0. So just as I've been mentioning that Scherzer has not been able to find the zone, all of a sudden Kansas City can't find the zone either. 3-0. Nice patient at bat here. As that's in for a strike with 1 out. 3-1. The righty winds and fires. That's going to be hit right back up the middle, so Los Angeles will get their first hit, put their second runner on base. They had the hit by pitch earlier in the game. Cameron Maben's 0 for 1, batting .333 this playoffs. His fourth plate appearance. And that'll be hit, lifted out to left field. Left fielder can't get to it. It's going to go over his head. The runner's going to hit second and head for third. They'll stop for the double. Oh, no. He had to hold between the bases. As we see some playful shoving, I guess. I'm not really sure. Kind of a weird animation, honestly. This time next week, we'll be playing MLB The Show 26. I'm very, very excited about it. That is outside for a ball. So the Royals had a runner on third in the first inning. They were not able to bring him home. Here's the wind and the pitch. That is low. We'll see if they regret it now. I mean, I'm sure they regret not being able to get a run, but how important will that be? Angels with 2 in scoring position. Only 1 out, so plenty of ways to get him in from third. 2-0. And he'll take it right back up the middle. That's going to score 1. I think they have the speed to get him home for number 2, and that is closer than you might think, but he is safe at the plate. 2-0 Los Angeles looking to strike back. And even this series at a game apiece. I think if there's anything like, if there are 2 or more games, game 5s, we'll probably push those to Sunday. Wind and the pitch. That's in for a strike. Looked a little low to me, but they will call it a strike, and it is 0-1. And that's low and inside for a ball. Fouled away. Fouled away. Away, bruh. No way. 1-2. Wind and the pitch. Lifted out into foul territory. He's waiting and doesn't have a play on it. Okay, that wind, there must be a wild wind happening. 13 miles an hour. Okay, I would say that's pretty wild. 1-2. That is going to be hit out to left field. He's able to make that grab. Runner retreats back to first. Jim Thome. First pitch misses for a ball. 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 with 2 outs. Now it'll be hit into right field. First baseman just kind of ran away from the ball. Oh, they're going to third. Throw is not nearly in time. Did not feel like he really put a whole lot of effort into that, or he just has a noodle arm out there and right. Runners on the corners, 2 gone. Wind and the pitch, thought about it. We'll call that a ball. 1-0. The righty winds and fires, low. Ball 2. The 2-0. In for a strike. It's that high inside corner, high inside edge kind of situation. Wind and the pitch. Hit into right field. That'll plate another run. He will just stay ahead to second. So the Royals having a lot of trouble getting out number 3 here. Second hit in a row that's been driven into right field. John Buck hit by a pitch today. He's back up, looking for his first hit of the postseason. 3-0 Los Angeles here in the top of the 3rd. Looking like this series is going to go at least 4 games. And that'll get hit into right field. They will play station to station. Good decision. Nice strong throw inside. Maybe a little more urgency there. Zobrist 0 for 1. Bases loaded, 2 gone. Angels can break this game open. 3 runs, kind of doable. Anything more than that feels like it's very not doable. For a while, honestly, for most of the regular season, it's 2-run lead was more than enough, but over the last last couple of weeks, it was not enough. We saw a number of 2-run leads evaporate and teams lose. So maybe 3 is enough. We'll find out. So that's outside. 2-1. The righty readies, winds, fires, and a low for a ball. A 3-1 hit to the second baseman, scooped cleanly, and that will end the inning. Angels strike for 3. It is 3-0. 3 runs on 6 hits. Frazier, Jackson, Polanco coming up for the Royals. See, if it's a 3-0 game, too, in my mind, if this game were understanding what I was trying to do with it, of like, hey, inning number 3 should be inning number 9, you'd bring in a closer right here. Scherzer has not been able to find the zone throughout this game. Like, you gotta go to your bullpen. Wind of the pitch from Scherzer is outside, 1-0. And that's low again, 2-0. And that is going to be lifted out towards center field. Not well hit enough. Needed to slice that away from the defender. The fielder's playing the ball very nicely with the amount of wind that's blowing from center field kind of in toward left. So Jackson will lead, or be the Jackson, the leadoff hitter, will flip the lineup over. Takes the pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. That's in for a strike. And that'll be hit, sliced, foul. Readies, winds, fires, swung on and missed, 2 gone. For the Royals, Placido Polanco. In for a strike. That is lifted. Foul ball. 0-2. Royals down to their final strike. Angels looking for one more to get them into a 1-1 series tie, and that is not going to happen on that pitch. I don't even think I really finished that sentence before he ripped a single into center field. Kansas City's been able to get the bat to the ball 3 times now. Each of them is a single. Now, you know what it was? I think it was Jackson had the leadoff hit and the steal, so I don't know if they'll... I don't think you would put him into motion here with 2 outs. Teixeira will take a pitch at the knees for a strike. The wind and the pitch is hit. Oh, past the shortstop. Okay, he would have had out number 3. All right. Ha ha ha. What? Brian McCann's 0 for 1. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is a ball outside. So McCann represents the tying run after what probably should have been out number 3. The 1-0 is fouled off. 1-1. Can he get anything under this? Can he drive this out of the ballpark, tie this game up with 2 gone? Pitch from Scherzer, swung on and missed. That had like a nice little drop there. And that is outside for a ball. The righty is ready. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is low for a ball. Full count pitch, runners on the move, and they will load the bases. Oh, interesting. Scherzer, who has had trouble finding the zone all day, walks the tying run aboard, and now a walk-off grand slam from Alexei Ramirez in the playoffs. Playoffs? Talking about playoffs? Here's the wind and the pitch. That's going to get away from the catcher in front of him. Keeps everything in front of him. I'd be surprised if they would have sent runners. But we have seen more aggression in the base running lately, with runners scoring on passed balls. 1-0. The wind and the pitch. Ramirez takes a strike. 1-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. Who thought about it? Did he go? No. Says the first base umpire. That one looked a little more like he broke the plane, but I'm sure the replay it would look like he didn't even come close. 2-1. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the third. 2. Oh boy. Got a 3-1 count now. Scherzer has got to find the zone. He's in a beneficial position just based on the fact that batters love a 3-1 swing. Here's the pitch. He lifts this out towards center field. Not nearly enough. He was fighting the wind. Center fielder makes the catch. And the Royals fall in this one to the Angels 3-0. 3 runs was almost not enough. And it'll be a 1-1 series as it heads back to LA. Wow. Throws the glove into the wall. We don't usually get that from the offensive side. Interesting. Max Scherzer, 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts. He gets the win. Guthrie gets the loss. And we will head to game number 2 of the day. Which will be Mariners and Yankees. Scheduling is a little bit weird where they gave the extra NL game in that first day. So, like, that series technically has a day off in game today, and then they go again tomorrow. It's very weird. Yankees Mariners coming up next for you. As we don't have anything to catch up on because we've had every game of the playoffs here on the channel. Thanks everybody for hanging out. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, ringing the bell, giving the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the content. I appreciate you hanging out. I got to fix a thumbnail. And we will get set here. Yankees, Mariners. Mariners won 6-1 yesterday. Welcome on into Safeco Field. And it'll be the New York Yankees 46-36 taking on the Seattle Mariners 47-35. I think if you were to organize this a little bit differently, I'm not sure why it organized it like this. This probably should be the championship series. The Mariners should have probably gotten the Angels, who were the wild card team, because they were the 1 seed. They had the best record in the AL, but what do I know? The New York Yankees lineup looks like this. Scott Pasednik in left, Marlon Byrd in center, Prince Fielder at first, Hank Blaylock at the DH spot. Miguel Tejada is the shortstop. Cody Ross is in right. Brandon Phillips is at second. Casey Blake at third. Giovanni Soto is the catcher. J.D. Martin making his playoff debut. Defensive lineup for the Mariners for you. And here is... Oh, shoot, we can end the poll. So, unfortunately, the vote was incorrect. We'll start a poll. Who wins? NYY C. Let me know in the poll on YouTube. Twitch, I don't know how to do that. So you're just going to have to deal with it. 0-1, and we are underway here in Seattle for Game 2 of the ALDS between the Yankees and the Mariners. That one is a ripped foul. 0-2. And that'll be hit right back up the middle, so a leadoff single for New York gets things started. So it's a Q&A and a poll. That's it.
Hey, double them up!
Double them up. And that pitch misses outside for a ball. 1-0. Down to second, not in time. That'll be a steal. I opened that stupid thing again. I did it earlier when I was trying to get things set the way that I wanted it. Get out of my life. Frickin' co-pilot. 3-0. The righty winds and fires. That's inside for a ball. Yeesh. Uh-oh. Not a great look here for the Mariners. Their starter has given up a hit and a stolen base has been allowed, and it's a walk. So Yankees with 2 on. Oh, speaking of RTSS, RTTS, Road to the Show. I always want to say RTSS. RTTS, we'll be doing a bunch of Road to the Show. The wind and the pitch is upstairs for a ball. Prince Fielder stepping in. The wind and the pitch is outside for a ball. Two and out. That'll be in for a strike. 2-1. Martin's got to figure it out here. Start getting some outs, otherwise the Yankees can blow this game open early. If any of the teams that trail, we saw it in the last game, so the Angels, the Yankees, the Marlins, and the Diamondbacks, any of those teams win, it guarantees game 4s, and that is back-to-back walks. So a hit, a walk, the bases are loaded, there is nobody out for Seattle. The wind and the pitch is low for a ball. Okay. Oh, gosh. The Mariners are going to walk in a run here in the top of the first. This is abysmal. There's no reason for a Yankee batter to swing right now. There it is. It's right to first. They'll score a run, but Seattle will take the 2 outs. The double play works. 1-0 New York, and at least erases one of the walks. So 2 gone. New York leads 1-0. That's in for a strike. Oof, I'm a little surprised at that one on that low outside corner. The wind and the pitch. Oh, that's a big old curveball. It is smashed, but foul. Oof, that was a dangerous pitch. You could see where that was about to land. Uh-oh. The wind and the pitch is upstairs for a ball. And that'll be a ball as well. Two and two. Runner on third with 2 outs for the Yankees. Way outside. That's a full count. You can't possibly issue a third walk here. And that'll be lifted to the center fielder. Comes in and readies and makes the grab. So, even though it was just 1 hit and a couple of walks, Seattle's able to work out of the jam. They only give up 1 run on the double play. It's 1-0 as we head to the home half of the first. It'll be a right-handed pitcher because Brett Gardner is leading things off. The left fielder, if he gets on, look for him to steal. Kurt Suzuki's behind him, the catcher. Brett Gardner's the left fielder, by the way. Ichiro is in right. He's batting third. Ramos Ramirez at third, batting fourth. Travis Hafner at first. Brett Wallace, the DH. Reed Brignac, the shortstop. Ian Kinsler at second. Milky Cabrera is in center field. Dan Heron. Heron? Haren? Didn't even hear. Is it? Did not say it? Okay, there it is. Brett Gardner. They must not have had a thing for his name. Like, starting today is so-and-so. Oh well. Here's the wind and the pitch. He gets it at the knees for a strike to Gardner. Mariners looking to strike back. They did so successfully yesterday. Yankees scored 1 in the top of the second. The Mariners responded with 6 in the bottom of that same inning. Gardner pulls that foul. Quickly 0-2 to the left fielder. The righty is ready, and that is fouled away. That's foul. That's foul. So it stays 0-2. The righty. They're going to call that strike 3. Okay. So Gardner down on strikes. Wasn't sure on that one. Looks like it's just a called strike 3. Mariners were not able to record the first out in the top of the first until the bases were loaded. Yankees able to record the first out on defense with a strikeout to the leadoff batter. Suzuki takes a strike at the top of the zone. 0-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is in for a strike. Here comes the 0-2. It is away upstairs. Good take by Suzuki. And this pitcher has stayed real high. Heron has stayed nice and high in the zone there against Suzuki. The righty winds and fires. It's fouled away. Fair ball. 1-2. And that's low. Reddy's winds, fires. Oh, Suzuki, he got him to go. It's a strike out of the pitch, out of the zone. And it's right at the bottom of the zone. It looked a little low, but very late on the 91-mile-an-hour fastball. And that'll bring up Ichiro. He's batting 1,000. He has a stolen base, and he's knocked in a run. A lone MVP chance. The wind and the pitch from the righty. Not a... Okay, apparently that was upstairs. Thought that was the same pitch that we saw against Suzuki, but that was a strike. Ichiro gets a ball call. Here's the wind and the pitch. Inside. Ball 2. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from the Yankees starter. Okay. That one's at the letters, but gets the strike call. 2-1. Thought about swinging. Mariners look a little uncomfortable swinging the bat. They've been very patient, but they haven't really been... Two and 2. 2 outs. And it'll get hit back toward the middle. The second baseman on a hop to first, and that is it for the Seattle Mariners. 1, 2, 3 they go. Ross, Phillips, and Blake coming up for the Yankees. The top half of the second. Cody Ross. They're going to let him just throw ball after ball after ball after ball. It is awful. Cannot find the zone. Same thing with Scherzer. He almost gave up the lead in the bottom half of the third, but able to get just enough to get the outs. That pitch is in for a strike. It's 1-1. Here comes the righty. Inside. 2-1. Yankees have been able to really extend the at-bats. I mean, he's not giving him a whole lot to swing at. It's quite the juxtaposition. The Yankees pitcher has been a lot closer, tighter to the zone, trying to get through it as quickly as possible, but starter here for the Mariners is not doing well. Gets a beauty of a 3-1 swing. A grounder to the shortstop, who fires over to first in time for the outs. Brandon Phillips has a stolen base, but does not have a hit. That's in for a strike. Okay, there you go. Get ahead of the batter. I know this, for some reason, is like a newfangled concept to you, but let's figure it out. That's in for a strike. 0-2. Might be the first 0-2 count we've seen from the Mariners starter. That's upstairs. Okay. I complimented him and he decided, nah. 1-2. And that is drilled. Curling. Foul. Ball had the distance, but it curled to the wrong side of the pole. 1-2. Following the foul ball. And he'll roll this to third. Nice scoop. And it's the throws over the head. He's going to head for second. Oh, the Mariners with a critical error. Should have been out number 2 in the top of the second. But instead, he airmails it over the first baseman's head. Yeesh. That's going to bring Casey Blake to the plate, who has a 1,000 batting average and an RBI. Looking for his second RBI already of the postseason. The runner advances into scoring position due to the bad throw. The wind and the pitch, that is a dangerous curveball. He's thrown that pitch a couple of times. Both of them have ended like in that spot. They are not smart pitches from this pitcher who was having trouble finding the zone. Granted, his defense let him down on that last play. After the bad throw gets into right field. Oh, it's off the second baseman's glove. It's going to score a run. 2 brutal defensive plays for the Mariners. Oh, and it leads to a run. It should have been out number 2 and number 3. I don't think they're going to show it on the back end. We can take a look at it. Giovanni Soto is up next. It's just off that side of the glove. Had it. Oh. Leads to a run for the Yankees. It's 2-0 New York. There is still just one out. And that'll be lifted. That gets down. There, the left fielder does not see that very well at all. The runner will head in from third. The cutoff is way behind, and this is a disastrous inning for the Mariners defense. That one was kind of off the glove as well. As we take a look at the replay. Okay, just kidding. This game sucks. Hey, here's the world's worst replay because we really don't want to point out how bad this game is. 3-0. Shortstop tried to make the play on this one. He was like not even close. Never mind. What's weird is it seemed to throw... I don't know what is going on here in left. But he just kind of stops and then he has to hustle out. 3-0 Yankees, so this might be kind of one of those... I wonder if this is going to be a series that's just going to have large deficits. It was a 5-run deficit yesterday. It's already a 3-run deficit here. I just don't feel like the Yankees had nearly the defensive issues that the Mariners did in that second inning yesterday. Or Wednesday. Safe at third, so a productive out at least. The wind and the pitch. Oh boy. Try that curveball again. Got punched into the ground. It'll be 3-0. One error for the Mariners leads to a run. And a bad bounce. Aramis Ramirez. God, we're only through 2. Like just a brutal, because the first inning had a couple of walks. They were able to at least turn a double play, limit the damage to just 1 run. So even when the pitcher's throwing stuff in the zone, the defense can't come up with the plays behind them. Nothing is really working in tandem together for the Mariners. That is low for a ball. And there's a nice hit, lead off single. Actually, that's into the corner, so he's going to hit first and head for 2. Slides in safely. Good start for the Mariners. Rips it just kind of right up that left field line and into the corner. Not a bad throw in at all for the left fielder of the Yankees. Travis Hafner. Batting .500 this postseason. Now this was where the Mariners did well yesterday. It was the bottom of the second. Lined in the pitch. Swung on and missed. Oh, and 1. Sliced, but foul. Into the stands. 0-2. Hafner really aggressive. He pitched him inside the whole way. And that was just, it was two really rough swings. Brett Wallace steps in. And he's going to go inside again to get to the lefty. That one just gets the inside edge. Oh and 1. That one misses for a ball. That missed. A little surprising considering how generous that outside corner can be. Guy kind of looks like Ditto when the facial texture, like when it does that, and it's like it looks like the Ditto that transforms into a human in Pocopia. It's kind of a doofy little guy. 2 and 2. Swung on and missed. Oh boy. So a leadoff double, and the Mariners have done nothing with it. Here's the wind and the pitch again, pitching this lefty inside. There is a little lefty lane for the Mariners. It's the last three that we've seen, including this batter. Here's the wind to the 1-0. That's going to be hit out to right. That's going to get all the way to the wall. Mariners are going to strike back as he hits first and heads for second. The runner scores safely. The runner is safe at second. So trades positions. They drove a ball out to left field. They drove a ball out to right field. Ian Kinsler is up next. He represents the tying run. Oh my goodness. Hit well, but foul. Did not have the distance. 3-1 Yankees. Seattle leads the series 1-0. That is foul ball. Terrible. Here's the 0-2. That'll be rolled into left field. Do they send the runner? They will. The left fielder throws in, and it is going to be out at the plate. It was a horrible send. Oh boy, the Mariners are falling apart in every facet. The pitching's been rough. The defense has been bad at times, and a poor send cost them a run at the plate. The game did give the Yankees a bit of a beneficial animation. Now, the sliding has ruined so much because it just crushes any momentum that the runner has. Is that it's going to be hit to the shortstop. He bobbles it. Gets the out at first. Oh my goodness. Imagine having a 2-error day. I guess maybe it was the third baseman that threw the ball over the head, although. But yeah, the players, the defensive players who are on base do some wild jumps and dives, but he wasn't really. That was a throw that was bad in a good way. It was up the line just a little bit, and it was toward the runner's side, so up that third base line. Gave him a shot at getting him before that foot got down on home plate. The wind and the pitch. Thought about it. No appeal to third. That top of the zone's been a little funky today. That time it's a ball. 1-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. Outside. Okay. Really, the umpires really tightening things up here in the playoffs. And that'll be lifted into left field. Right at the cut before the warding track. Miguel Tejada, 0 for 1. 0 for in the playoffs so far. And that is poked foul. One and one. That is swung on and missed. That pitch was way out of the zone. One, two. And that'll be rolled over to the shortstop. He scoops it up cleanly. Fires to first in time. His cleanest inning comes at the most crucial moments. Maintaining just a 2-run deficit. Each team with 3 hits. The Mariners have an error. But the Yankees have scored 3 runs. Cabrera, Gardner, Suzuki coming up. The lineup's going to flip over for Seattle. And Melky Cabrera is batting 1,000. The wind and the pitch. Outside for a ball. That's fouled away.
That ball's foul.
It's really funny when we get the animation where the catcher like tries to scoop it, but it's just gone. The righty readies, winds, fires, and that is going to be lifted out to left. That is out number 1. Got under that one. Brett Gardner's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Wind and the pitch stays way upstairs for a ball, 1-0. That's low for a ball. Okay. That is low. And Gardner takes a walk. Okay, nice patient at bat. See if they want to put Gardner in motion here. They do like putting him in. They do like trying to get stolen bases with him. He had a lot this season. Suzuki's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He does represent the tying run, the go-ahead run, a.k.a. Ichiro, or the winning run. Ichiro behind him. That's upstairs. One and oh. Here comes the wind and the pitch, and it is sliced foul. 1-1. I'll check on the runner at first. He is safe. Oh, they are going to put him in motion. The pitch is outside. The throw down to second. Not in time. Safe. That does eliminate the double play. So I guess a little risk reward. So if Suzuki does ground out here, then it is just 1 out rather than 2. I don't think about that aspect of it nearly enough. Two-two the count here. Runner on second. That is way outside for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch, and Suzuki will roll that to third. Gardner is back to second as the throw is over to first. Out number 2. So Ichiro now is the tying run as he steps up to the plate. Unfortunately, they aren't able to get him in a position to advance the runner. Not that it really matters. It doesn't really matter because it's only, that would just make it a 1-run game. Ichiro takes it for a ball low. 1-0. A little surprised he took that pitch, but it's in for a strike. 1-1. Mariners down to their final out here in Game 2 of this ALDS series. They lead 1-0, but a loss here to the Yankees would get the series tied, and that's exactly what's going to happen. I spoke it into the world. The Mariners' pitching and defense was really bad in this game. The pitching was rough in the first inning. The defense was bad in the second inning, and that is what leads to a loss to the Yankees. 3-1, the final. Mariners pitcher could not find the strike zone. Thought the Mariners batters were maybe a little too patient today. And the Yankees did a good job of taking advantage of the error and some of the error issues in the defensive performance from Seattle. Dan Herron goes 3 innings, 3 hits, 4 strikeouts. He improves to 1-0 as J.D. Martin falls to 0-1. Giovanni Soto and Reed Brignac have the same stat line. 1 for 1 in RBI and a double. 3 hits for each team. The Yankees just with a couple more runs. The error really aided the Yankees. So, we are already locked into 2 Game 4s. Great. Great. As the Angels and the Yankees both bounce back with victories today following losses in the previous day. Let's sim to the date. We'll go to the next day, which has the Diamondbacks and the Phillies. And that'll be what gets us started here for game number 3. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Hopefully you're enjoying. If you are, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. We're heading to the NL back half. Oh, and we can put a new poll up. Thank you for believing that the Mariners were going to win. Couple of votes there. Unfortunately, we were all wrong. Well, let's start a poll. Who wins? Why? Thanks for just closing the tab, huh? God. You hit one button wrong. Diamondbacks 46-36. The Philadelphia Phillies 50-32. David DeJesus is going to lead off for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He is the right fielder. That'll be followed by third baseman Chipper Jones, first baseman Joey Votto, left fielder Jason Bay. Curtis Granderson is the center fielder. Matt Wieters sits at the catching position. Brian Pena, the DH. Freddie Sanchez, the second baseman. Jamie Carroll is the shortstop. Arizona, Philadelphia. Tommy Hansen's numbers making his playoff debut. Poll is up, so let me know who you think is going to win in today's game. Philadelphia take a commanding 2-0 lead. Do the Arizona Diamondbacks make a comeback and tie things up? Pitch is in foul, hit into foul territory. That catcher couldn't come up with it, so it's just a foul ball. 0-1, and we are underway here. Diamondbacks, Phillies. The line and the pitch is inside. Marlins, Pirates will wrap us up after this. We'll be doing a long stream again tomorrow. Hopefully around 2 p.m. Pacific time. Alrighty, winds and fires as we try to work our way through the remainder of this season. Two and one. That'll be lifted into left field. He'll play it on a hop smartly. And it'll be a leadoff single. If he dives and misses it and that ball gets by him, it's a pretty disastrous turn of events. So I do like kind of the cautious, like, we're just going to play it. Chipper Jones. The wind and the pitch is upstairs. For a ball. That is outside for a ball. Two and out. 3-0. We have had a lot of pitchers having trouble finding the zone. This is the third starter we've seen just so willingly throwing balls. Here comes the 3-0. It's a 4-pitch walk. Every pitch dove below the zone. Somehow every one of these series is going to go to Game 5. The wind and the pitch, swung on and missed. You can mark it down. Every one of these series is going to go. That is outside for a ball. And the first baseman can't come up with it. Oh, no. And the second baseman doesn't bother to get it. Oh, every series is going to go 5 games. Every series in the Divisional is going to go 5. Every series in the Championship Series is going to go 7. We're going to be stuck with the maximum number of games. This game hates me. You know what? Honestly, I kind of hate it. Bizarre defense played by a couple of the home teams now with the Phillies and the Mariners. The wind and the pitch is outside for a ball. The wind and the pitch is hit. First baseman Over to second for one. Back to first. Not in time. He is safe at first. I think it's good speed going up the baseline. I don't think you have to be anything to be too irritated about. You put ARZ? I did put ARZ. That is weird. ARI. Arizona. That's in for a strike. That's not even the right number, Sean. And that is pulled foul. Arizona strikes quickly. They're able to put a run on the board. Some funky Phillies defense costing them already in this one. Following some funky Mariners defense costing them in that one. Granderson set down on strikes. So they'll pick up out number 2, which could have been out number 3. That is hit foul. That's outside for a ball. And that'll be hit into right field. That'll get down. It's going to score 1. It's going to get all the way to the wall. They will not send that second runner. That will be 2 on and 2 out for the Phillies. So the third out they were not able to get on that double play prior to the strikeout, costing them a couple of runs. A little surprising to see Arizona actually perform well in a game that has some level of stakes. The wind and the pitch is a ball off the plate. Two and 0. Readies and fires. That's fouled away. Well, it gets away from the catcher. Not far enough for anybody to advance. That'll be hit into right field. That'll score 1. They will hold the runner at third. The runners at the corners of the Philadelphia Phillies cannot come up without number 3. Freddie Sanchez is up next. No average in the playoffs. Zeros in every other category as well. That is low for a ball. One and 0. In for the strike. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is swung on and missed on the outside. That's a bold swing, especially when you have an opportunity for an RBI. It's a nice pitch. Got him to go on something way outside of the zone. Runners at the corners. It's a big lead already for the Diamondbacks way outside. Diamondbacks, who got shut out in game 1 of this series, looking to strike back and tie it up. Here's the wind and the pitch, and that'll be into right field. The first baseman ran away from the ball again, as the CPU continues to make very weird decisions in this video game. Jamie Carroll. Whew. So if this holds, we would be 3 for 3 on teams that lost game 1, winning game 2. It'll be right to the second baseman. He'll scoop it up and fire. Finally in time. Boy, does this game punish you when you cannot turn the double play. I mean, my goodness. 4 runs, 5 hits. Let's get you set with this Philadelphia Phillies lineup. Phillies have been one of the best teams in the league all season long. Shin-Soo Choo leads off. He'll be in right field. Romero Pena is at shortstop. Justin Morneau at first. Johnny Gomes is in left. Jorge Posada behind the dish. Andres Torres in center field. Ronnie Belliard at second. Casey Konchman is the DH. Brandon Inge is at third base. Jeremy Bonderman gets the start for the Diamondbacks. He's been gifted a 4-0 lead. See what he can do here. Shin-Soo Choo. The line and the pitch to the lefty is... How is that a ball? That looks like a strike. That's a helmet tap. One and oh. I mean, it's good news for the Phillies. They need all the help that they can get. As we are. Cool. God bless YouTube. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is outside for a ball. Three and oh, it's got to be hands-off controller. It's always hands-off controller 3-0. Wow. Okay. All right, umpire. We got to fix these. Next week, we'll be yelling at some umpires at MLB The Show 26. That's in for strike 2. Okay. I gotta go try and find some baseball cards for that stream. Hopefully I can find something. Leave it to me to always needing to be prepping late. That is lifted into foul territory. So it'll be another payoff pitch as the count remains 3-2. 4-0 Diamondbacks. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is inside. Nice job. Shin-Soo Choo works a walk, a leadoff walk. It's the same thing that I've been talking about all season. How imperative is it for a goose egg on the board in the next inning is dependent on how many runs the trailing team, the Phillies, can score in this inning. But a runner on first definitely helps. And the pitch, that's top of the zone. Looks like it's just a little low. That's a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is. Oof. Like it's like a little short and like just like a little wide. It's very odd. 1-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is inside. Gets that strike call yet again. Really working on that inside part of the zone for the left-handed hitters. And it swung on and missed, so a strikeout. Takes care of the number 2 hitter for the Phillies. Raiders look like they're trading Max Crosby to the Ravens, which is wild. And they will just advance 90 feet on the base path since it's a hit out to left field. Johnny Combs is batting 1,000 in this playoffs. Working with runner in scoring position. Let's see what he can do here. And that'll be lifted. Will it stay in play? Oh my God. Okay. Well, he slammed his face into the fence. He's out for the playoffs. Never can get that timing. Pitch is low for a ball. 1-1. And that is upstairs for a ball. 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. It is inside for a ball. That is over to third, to second for one, around to first. That is an inning-ending double play, an absolutely crushing double play for the Phillies, who already trailed 4-0 and come up with nothing off the hit and the walk. To Jesus, Jones, and Votto as the top of the lineup is back up for the D-backs. That is hit to the second baseman. Clean scoop and fired, even though I thought that was going to start to get wild. Over to in time to first. I'm going to hop up. I will be right back to commentate more. BRB. All right, Jorge Posada. He's going to get things hit. I don't know what's going on. He'll get things let off here in the bottom of the second. It's hard to tell because I think the latency is even worse than it was before. Oh, you know what it was? It did that like that quick thing again. That's what it is. Gotcha. He did that the other day too, where it was like it was real quick as far as the interstitial between the inning and the beginning of the next inning. Posada gets backed off the plate. 3-0. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is a walk. Okay, so the Phillies work a leadoff walk again in the bottom of the second. They were not able to do anything with it last time. Their defense and pitching did a good job to get them a scoreless top of the second to keep the lead at just 4. Andres Torres is coming up next. Ooh, I think he's going to want that pitch back. That's probably the best pitch he's going to see in this sequence. Oh, and 1. Oh, or 1 and 1. Kind of a similar sequence, backed him off the plate last time. Or the previous batter off the plate. So it's a 1-1 count here. Winds and fires, and that's going to be lifted out to left. Did it catch enough of it? Yes, he did. It's a 2-run home run out to left field, and just like that, the Phillies slice the lead in half. They're going to need a little bit more of that if they want to try and come back in this one. 4-2 now the score. Stadium has some weird spots, it feels like, where they can catch like a little bit of a wind tunnel is always the word that I'm looking for, but I can never think of what that is. Ronnie Belliard is up next. That's inside for a ball, 1-0. Upstairs for a ball. So a nice job to get a little strike back swing there and take advantage of the walk. So and that's outside for a ball. Three and oh. The wind and the pitch is low for a ball, though. So a 3-0. Got to be hands-off controller situation. And he's issued 3 walks already in this one. Casey Konchman. What can they do here? Nobody out. Good patient take there. It's outside. Ball 1. 1-0. The 1-0. And gets in for a strike. I think that's a good call there. Let him throw you a strike, then go to work. I don't think you're going to do a whole lot with that pitch in that high outside corner, but I guess you never know. 1-1. Oof, I don't know about that pitch on the inside, but they'll call it a strike. 1-2. The wind and the pitch is fouled away. So we'll stay 1-2. That ball's foul. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on and missed. There is out number 1 for the Phillies here in the home half of the second. Series will shift back to Arizona tomorrow for games 3 and 4. Here on youtube.com/ShawnosaurusRex and twitch.tv/ShawnosaurusRex. Brandon Inge stepping up, looking for a postseason hit. That pitch misses low and inside. A little surprised. Sometimes those pitches are so bad that they're good and called weirdly. 1-0. Runner on first. 1 gone. And that is going to be another inning-ending double play. Just barely out at first with the Phillies. Phillies playing like me. Just hitting into double play after double play. Felt like they were getting a little bit of momentum. Granderson, Wieters, and Pena coming up in the top half of the third. Phillies cut into it a little bit. 4-2 now the score. Curtis Granderson steps up. The wind and the pitch. In for a strike. That's fouled away. 2. Yeah, 0-2. Top of the third. Arizona scored 4 in the top of the first. Philly responded with 2 in the bottom of the second. But a couple of double plays. That's a brutal strike 3 call. Granderson does not agree with it, and I can understand why that looked low. Wieters is 1 for 1 today with a double. He knocked in a run. How different this game looks if Philly could have turned 2 earlier in this game. It was in that first inning. They got it to second for the first out, but couldn't get it to first for out number 2. And then they had a whole lot of trouble getting out number 3. They had a lot of trouble getting out number 3, as that is roped into right field. That's going to be fair. That's right on the line. It's going to roll around the wall. The throw is into second. Late. He'll be safe. So out number 1 was at second. They were late. They immediately got a strikeout, but could not put together anything to get out number 3, and they came away with 3 extra runs, I believe. Otherwise, you might be looking at a 2-1 Phillies lead with that home run. As it stands, it's 4-2. A couple of teams now, the Phillies and the Mariners, have struggled with some defensive lapses that have led to larger innings for their opponents. Wind and the pitch is going to be lifted out to left field. And that's going to be off the wall. The left fielder couldn't get to it. They're going to head from third around to home. The throw is late. He is safe. They give 1 back in the top half of the third. We might have... Okay, thought that was maybe going to be an injury, but Freddie Sanchez. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Just when you thought the Phillies were maybe going to try and get back into this game, it is all of a sudden the Arizona Diamondbacks, who throughout the season did not play well in games that actually meant something, but now they're figuring it out. Philadelphia will head to the bullpen. They'll bring in a lefty, Jeremy Affelt. He is making his postseason appearance. First postseason appearance. Postseason debut was the word I was looking for. Jamie Carroll. That is fouled away. Line and the pitch is going to be lifted. That is a bloop shot into right field. It'll score a run. The runner is around to third, but he is safe because this game is awful. Why would he run with the ball sideways crab walk above his, right at his mouth? It's not helpful. Especially when you saw how, and this isn't, is it going to sound? Get a sound, I don't even know what the word is. The hell's the word? It's going to sound like weirdly annoyed. Why can I not think of the word that I want to use? Doesn't matter. With how the Mariners had a run cut down in the previous game, it's weird that the game isn't as good at that all the time. It gets some of the funkier, like, the runners that get cut down on steal attempts with the quick spins and the dives or whatever, but all of a sudden now it doesn't work. Like, okay, all right. Wind and the pitch is in for a strike. That is lifted into right field, into the corner. That's going to get down for a hit. They will hold the runner at third. So runners on second and third, and the Diamondbacks are 4 doubles in this game now. Now up big here in the top half. Chipper Jones 0 for 1 with a walk. He did come around to score. No hits just yet this postseason. Pitcher winds and fires low for a ball. And inside for a ball, even though pitches have been called a strike. I don't understand the strikes. It's like it's trying to be better, but somehow it feels worse. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is in for a strike. What? What is this zone? Oh my God, MLB 11 to show. 2-1. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is swung on and missed. That is a ball. It is 2-2. That is upstairs. Lefty to the plate, misses way wide. Phillies are going to need just a day off to just wash this off and figure it out from there. This has been a real bad pitching performance. I don't understand what is going on. Seven to 2, bases loaded. The lefty to the lefty is going to give up a piece of contact into foul territory. That is only out number 2. Jason Bay has an opportunity. He has an RBI and a run, though he is 0 for on the day. And does not have a hit this postseason. The wind and the pitch from the lefty in that outside corner for a strike. Hits the top of the zone. One in one. And that'll be rolled over. Sliding shortstop to first in time. But it was a 4-run lead heading into the bottom of the second. It is a 5-run lead heading into the bottom of the third. Arizona gets 2 back, but gives 3 up. It is 7-2. Top of the lineup coming up, Shin-Soo Choo, Pena, and Morneau. Jeremy Pena, I believe, and then Justin Morneau. I wasn't confident on that second first name, but I realized I'd overcommitted by saying Shin-Soo Choo's full name. I was like, shoot. Now we're in a weird spot. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is swung on and missed. And that's outside for a ball. Choo walked earlier in the game. One and one. Phillies down 5. That is outside for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch outside. Three and one. Do we see the 3-1 swing? Shin-Soo Choo. He'll take a hack at it, but it'll go right to second. That is over to first in time for out number 1. Ramiro. Working with nobody on, 1 gone, a 5-run deficit here in the top of the third. There's a strike called at the bottom of the zone. Wind and the pitch, fouled away. Foul ball. That ball is fouled. 0-2. And that's outside. Kind of a weird spot to take a pitch there, especially with how wide that spot in the zone can be for a strike. 1-2. Rames fires. And it is knocked away. Foul. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It is hit to third. Strong throw across the diamond in time for out number 2. Honestly, it might just be best for the Phillies to get easy peasy out number 3. I know you don't ever want to give up, but just wash this one off and try it again tomorrow. It's been bad. The wind and the pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1. 0-1. Here comes the wind in the pitch, and that is driven foul. Foul ball. And that's way outside. Phillies down to their final strike in a game that they fell behind in early. Here's the wind. And that will be strike 3 called. I mean, okay. All right, Philadelphia. That can't be the final strike of the game that you just take right at the knees. But also, maybe it kind of can be. You lost this one by 5. They fell down by 4 early in this one. Some defensive problems. And so that means that all 3 series that we have watched today, the team that lost the first game has won the second game. So we are guaranteed 3 game 4s. 7 runs on 11 hits, just 2 on 2 hits. Jeremy Bonderman, 1-0. Tommy Hansen, 0-1. I forgot to look at... It was Matt Wieters, 2 for 2, 2 doubles and an RBI. He was your player of the game. I guess I could have looked at it. And there he is right there. As we are set for our 4th and final matchup of the afternoon, evening time. It's night at this point. I don't know. What do you qualify as? What time is what? Did I fix the thumbnail for this one? I think I did. I did. Alright, so we will drop down here. We will play Pirates Marlins, or we'll watch Pirates Marlins. Everybody's tied except for Florida and Pittsburgh. They are the 4th and final game of the afternoon today. We'll end that poll. We will begin a new one. Who wins? Okay, that's not what I wanted. Pit Fly. Pits or Fly? You let me know in the chat over on youtube.com/Shawnosaurus Rex. Welcome on into Pittsburgh. The Marlins finished 46-36, 10 games over 500. The Pittsburgh Pirates controlled the NL Central. They won 47 games and lost 35 games. They won the NL Central. Florida is the wild card for the National League. Todd Helton will lead off for the Marlins. He is the DH, followed by Garrett Jones in right field, Alex Rodriguez at third, Pat Burrell in left, Paul Konerko at first, Ryan Church the center fielder, Orlando Cabrera the shortstop, Jesus Flores the catcher, Danny Espinosa the second baseman. John Lackey is the pitcher for the Pirates. And your Pittsburgh defense looks like that. I forgot to flip that. Todd Helton's going to get us started. We'll see if all the home teams won yesterday. So far, all the away teams have been able to strike back. And that is low for a ball. Oh, my God. And all the teams that have lost have had so much trouble with their pitching, just not being able to find the zone. And none of the games have really been all that interesting. At least you could make the argument, foul ball, that the games were, with the exception of the Mariners game, the games were close. They were 1 or 2 run games heading into the top of the third. Swings to that and drives it into center field. Shortstop is out to make the catch, and that will be 1 away. Garrett Jones looking for a hit this postseason. Not surprising. These 1-2 hitters for the Marlins have been a huge letdown, like all season long. And they have Alex Rodriguez. We talk about it every time. They have Alex Rodriguez batting in the 3 spot. He had a terrific average all season long, and it just felt like every time we watched this Florida Marlins team, the top 2 batters, the 1-2 batters in this lineup got out. And even if one of them got on, the other one hit into a double play. I don't know how in the world that's a strike, but okay. One and one. That is foul. Third base side. 1 and 2, 1 out. Florida-Pittsburgh just underway here. Game number 4. Like I keep mentioning, 2 things. 1, long stream tomorrow around 2 p.m. Pacific time. We watched a bunch of games. So far, we're locked in for 3 game 4s because all of the series are 1-1. This is the only series that still obviously needs to determine if we're going to be looking at a potential sweep or we're going to be locked in for that game number 4. And then next Friday, that's the big day. All day stream here on YouTube and Twitch for MLB The Show 26, as that is fouled away. Here comes the 3-2. The payoff pitch is going to be hit third base side. Scooped up and fired across the diamond in time by about half a step for out number 2, Alex Rodriguez. Though he does not have a hit in the postseason, he has been very good all regular season. That is a strike. I, again, don't really know how, but it is. Here's the wind and the pitch, and A-Rod's going to take that one in, drive it, foul. Foul ball. I got out of the stadium onto the concourse, but couldn't keep it fair. 0-2. That is low. That's low in the dirt. And that'll be hit to the shortstop. He scoops it cleanly, fires to first in time for the out. And that'll do it. Let's get you introduced to this Pittsburgh Pirates lineup. Nick Markakis is in right field. He'll be leading off, followed by Nick Johnson at first, Robinson Cano at second, Jose Bautista at third, Seth Smith is the DH, Alfonso Soriano in left, Miguel Olivo is the catcher, Crispy Young, Crispy Quick in center field, and Ryan Terrio is at shortstop. Back-to-back Knicks to lead things off. For those first 5 batters, left-handers. And then the rest are righties. Making their postseason debut today is Jared Weaver. Here's your defensive lineup for the Marlins. Nick Markakis leading off and looking good so far. Weaver winds and fires. That one's upstairs for a ball. 1-0. Okay, pitchers. Let's collectively as a group, let's all have a conversation. Throw it in the strike zone. Been a huge problem today. That is outside for a ball. 2-0. That's inside for a ball. That is in for a strike. Here's the wind, and that's going to be lifted out to center field. Does it have enough? It's going to get over his head. It's going to be a leadoff double. Oh my goodness. The 3-1 swing comes through. It is indeed the 3-1 swing. I was correct. I might need to fix the latency for the YouTube stream. That's outside for a ball. So right-hander's going to have his work cut out for him. He's going to need to try and get through this top part of the lineup. I know it sounds kind of dumb, but... Oh, boy. Right as I said it, too. Waves everybody off. Steps in back into fair territory. That was up there for a while. It'll be Robinson Cano. Runner in scoring position. Pittsburgh looking to take an early lead here in the first. Wind and the pitch is low for a ball. Pretty sure that I flipped the thumbnail, but I'm just going to double check real quick. I did. Good for me. And that is fouled away. One and one. Oh, Cano drives that. That's gone. That's a 2-run shot to the bullpen. It's 2-0 Pittsburgh. Robinson Cano. I didn't have a good read on it off the bat, but then I saw that the runner from second and between second and third was jaunting. So I was like, oh, that's a home run. Robinson Cano could put the Pirates in a win and in tomorrow's games. Jose Bautista. He has no average. Bautista. 2-0 with just one out. And I said, hey, he's got to get through this top part of the lineup with all these lefties. And then falls victim to a Robinson Cano 2-run blast. So Weaver winds and fires, and that is in for a strike. That's a nice pitch. I might have gotten fooled a little bit with the movement of the glove, thinking that the pitch was maybe just a little better than it was, but either way, 2-0 Pittsburgh, and a 1-1 count after the strike. And Bautista fouls that one away. That stays way upstairs. Good take there from Bautista. Line and the pitch. Drilled, but foul. Foul ball. And that is lifted out towards left field. Left fielder's chasing it. It's off the warning track into the crowd. Automatic double. Seth Smith coming to the plate. So we were having trouble with this Pittsburgh lineup. We've seen this Pittsburgh lineup be pretty explosive before. They have the most runs scored in a game this season, 14, tied with the Royals. Now, the Royals and the Pirates both benefited from playing on the road, which means they got 3 turns through the lineup, and they scored in every inning. If you wanted the... I think the number's still 10 for both. If they were theoretically the home team and everything still went the same way. Which I believe Pittsburgh a little more, honestly, just because of the dimensions of the field. Like, the Target field has the big wall out in right, so does PNC Park. How do the dimensions of wherever Kansas City plays, how does that affect the runs scored versus Oakland? That's going to be hit up the middle. Scooped up by the shortstop, fired over to first in time. That's out number 2. And it'll be up to Alfonso Soriano to try and drive this lead out a little bit further. The righty winds and fires. That's upstairs for a ball. One and oh. Righty winds, fires, and that's inside. 2-0, excuse me. And 3-0. Uh-oh. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Hands off controller, take that 3-0 pitch. It's right at the knees. It's even better to let that one go. Not going to do a whole lot with it, more than likely. 3-1. How aggressive does Soriano get? Weaver winds and fires, and that is swung on and missed. It's probably ball 4, but that bottom of the zone can be kind of finicky at times. Still probably too aggressive. Let the umpire make the call, though. Give him an easy strike. Here's a payoff pitch to Soriano, and he will take that outside for ball 4. So he works a walk anyway, so maybe the host should shut his stupid mouth. Miguel Olivo, the Seattle Mariner. He does not have a hit this postseason. He has an opportunity to drive in a run if he can get something into the grass in the outfield. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, 2-0 Pittsburgh. Game 4 of our coverage today. NLDS Game 2. Pittsburgh leads 1-0. They are going to put Soriano. He missed the tag. He missed the tag. Unreal. Oh my, he was out by 1,000 years. That's not on you. Actually, I mean, kind of is. It's more on the game. Hold on. This is wild. Look at how out he is. Oh my goodness, this game. Now, Florida does get the advantage where, look at how he's faced. Just a real quick, like 270. So, maybe it is on the catcher. Maybe he should have just been safe regardless, but... honestly, it's shocking that they put Soriano in motion there. Olivo drives that out to right field. The right fielder. Oh, he's out by the wall. Makes the catch. Needed just a little bit more air under that to get it off the wall behind him. 3 hits, 2-run score on the 2-run Robinson-Cano bomb. And Burrell, Canerco, and Church coming up for Florida, looking to strike back in the top half of the second. Putting up the polls also helps keep track of how long the games take. So if I had done that for some of those 8-inning games, of which we had one that was like well over an hour recently. as the poll says, 17 minutes ago. The righty fires and gets a swinging strike. It is 1-1. I was trying to look at the the backup feed to get the count, but it's a little more delayed than I'm used to. One and two. A wind and the pitch from the righty is fouled away.
Get this guy right here.
Here comes the wind and the pitch. It's inside, 2-2.
Let's take this guy out.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. It is swung on and missed. Got him to go around, and that will be out number one here in the top of the second. Burrell down on strikes. Well, that's a fancy camera angle. How come we don't get that more often? Okay, thanks, game. Paul Konerko. Actually, I might have had to turn some of the stuff down a little bit because otherwise the games are going to get real long. And then the long games get even longer as that's a ball outside. One and oh. The wind and the pitch is hit towards the shortstop. He scoops it cleanly, fires to first. And that is an out. I believe that's a one pitch, one swing, one out. It absolutely was not. It was a 1-0 pitch. So, Sean, you're an idiot. Ryan Church steps up with 2 outs here in the top of the second. I believe I'll have the same order of games tomorrow as well. It'll start with the Angels and Royals. Then it'll be Mariners at the Yankees. And then, I guess, Florida first and then Arizona. So maybe not. I don't know. I don't think this game really cares about the time stuff.
Come on, bring this guy out.
2-0. The wind and the pitch is upstairs for a ball. So 3-0 with 2 outs. It has to be hands off. You're a bloop and a blast away from tying this game. Let him throw the strike, no problem. That is in for a strike. So 3-2. Here comes a payoff pitch. Wind and the pitch is... Ooh, it's fouled away. It was likely in the dirt for ball 4, but gets him to swing at it. Righty winds and fires, and that's going to be rolled over into right field. Righty winds and fires. It's outside for a ball. That's upstairs for a ball. 2-0. Runner on first. The wind and the pitch. That's going to be into right field. It's going to bounce off the wall, so it's a bit of a benefit for the Pirates there. They're going to second. He didn't even bother to throw it. Okay, cool. Could have done something. We're going to end up with a 2-2 tie game, and we're going to be going to extras forever. Forever. I didn't even realize that he got a hit. I don't know what was going on there. Okay. So 2 in scoring position now for the Marlins here. 2 outs in the top of the second. I guess it's a little easier to be okay with it if there's still a bunch of time to go. I don't know what's happening with the pitching. Every pitcher sucks farts today. They just keep throwing balls. 1-0. Runners on second and third for Florida. That's a strike. Pitch kind of so bad it's good. And the righty steps to the plate. Fires that one low. And it's a ball. The pitchers are not pitching or throwing strikes consistently enough for the batters to be tempted to swing. Stop being cute. Throw strikes. For the love of God. Oh, this game. Oh, this game. Oh, this game. 3-1. Big swing and a miss on a pitch on the outside. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sean, he swung at that pitch. Yeah, they just love swinging at 3-1 pitches, so there's nothing special about what he just threw. The game just loses patience. 3-2, full count, 2 outs. 2-0 lead. The pitch is swung on and missed. That will retire the side. They pick up a couple of hits, but can't do anything with it, including a double. That put 2 runners in scoring position. It'll be Young, Terrio, and Markakis. Lineup will flip over for Pittsburgh in the bottom half of the second. Looking for a little insurance. Apparently, Crispy Young, Crispy Quick, 10th in the NL with 0 steals. See what they can do here. Weaver, if he can find the zone. Okay, all right. Can he get through this quickly? One and oh. Would be in the best interest of the Florida Marlins if he can get through this lineup, this part of the lineup efficiently, especially these first 2 batters. Because it is 8-9-1. And that's where those lefties gave him a lot of trouble, was that top 5 of the order. Instead, he's just throwing stuff right through his catcher's legs. 2-1. Wind and the pitch, and that's going to be rolled over. That's a good start for Weaver and the Marlins, as that is rolled over to third base. Nice throw by A-Rod to Canerco, and there's one gone. So here is the 9-hole hitter for the Pirates. Wind and the pitch from Weaver misses low. Ball 1-0. We have had so many 1-0 counts. These pitchers just cannot find the zone with any consistency. And he'll get the strike call on that one a little bit higher to just clip that bottom of the zone. That is going to be rolled over to second base. Second baseman comes up with the throw and in time for out number 2. So that's what he's needed to do, because this lineup is going to flip over. It's going to be lefty, lefty, righty, lefty. Lefty, 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 righty, lefty. I left one out there. It's double. It's a double Nick sandwich, and then Robinson Cano, who has the 2-run home run to give the Pirates a 2-0 lead. Looking for a 2-0 lead in this series. The righty winds and fires. It's on the outside. That part of the zone has been it's been more frustratingly inconsistent than it already was in the regular season. 0-1. He gets that edge yet again. Oh, and 2. 2 gone. And takes a ball low. Good take. One and 2. It's inside for a ball. 2-2. And that'll be hit right back up the middle into left field. So Weaver able to get through the couple of righties, and then as soon as that top of the lineup shows up again, it's that lefty advantage, and they are winning that battle. Markakis on first with a 2-out single. I'll bring up Nick Johnson. Johnson hitless so far in this postseason, only game number 2, but a little bit of a concern when you have your number 2 hitter not batting well. Of course, I don't remember exactly what the lineup was yesterday. Could be a little different today. Johnson takes a pitch inside. Here's the wind and the pitch, and it is in for a strike. The 1-1. That's rolled foul. That ball's firing. 1 and 2. Runner on first with 2 outs. The wind and the pitch. Foul that time. Third base side. Safe at first. I don't know why they bother trying. That's going to get away. Runner, wow, really delayed. Trying to get to second. Not that they were lucky to get there, but it was interesting to see how late that start was. Weaver has this Pirates hitter down to their final strike. A wild pitch evens the count up at 2-2. Here it comes. And it is hit third base side. The runner advances because there's already 2 outs. And all that for a whole lot of nothing. 4 hits for the Pirates, but they still just have the 2 runs. 9-1-2 coming up for Florida, top half of the third. Last chance, Danny Espinosa. Danny Espinosa. Here's the line and the pitch, and it thought about a bunt. Not the worst decision in the world. I mean, I don't know that I'd advise it, but at the same time, not terrible. Just try to get on. He'll take a strike there. 1-1. And that's low. 2-1. Ugh. Lackey again. He's getting too cute on the mound. He's been frustrating to watch through the especially in that second inning. The batters are not showing that they're going to swing at the stuff on the edges, and you need to put stuff more consistently in the zone to get them to think that it might go in the zone. You're just throwing a bunch of stuff out of the zone that's out of the zone. Nothing working here for you, man. 2-2. And he's going to get that one off the bad part of the bat. First baseman backs up a little more, and meets the grass for out number 1. Todd Helton 0 for 1. No hits so far in this postseason. I mean, if you're kind of like what we were talking about in the previous half inning of he needs to get through the first couple righties before the lefties show up, Lackey needs to get through these top 2 Florida batters, and that is lifted. Ooh, that's high off the wall, so the 21-foot Roberto Clemente wall saves the Pirates. There's your bloop. I didn't even get the thought out. Helton's first postseason hit puts him on second. There's the bloop. Could Garrett Jones get the blast? You have A-Rod lurking on the circle, or the on-deck circle. That's what I was trying to say. And again, like if this game worked the way that I wanted it to, they would have brought in a reliever. Because Lackey is not throwing well. That's a ball inside. That one stayed upstairs. I thought maybe he would take a crack at it, but able to get the strike at the top of the zone. 1-1. Ooh, got under that one. And that will be out number 2. It'll bring up A-Rod. Last chance here for the Marlins. Line to the pitch. That's going to be a ball in the dirt. Does a nice job to keep the ball in front of him. They have to go out and talk to him. Probably should have done this sooner. Like, hey, throw it in the zone. Like, the zone. Again, batters are going to talk to each other and they're going to go, hey, don't swing because he's not throwing that much stuff in the zone. Sails that one upstairs. Wind in the pitch. That's to the shortstop. The throw to first in time, and that is the game. Florida falls in this one. I meant to say Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh takes a 2-0 lead and puts Florida on the ropes. They can punch their ticket to the NLCS tomorrow during the first little block of games that we do. Again, 2 p.m. Pacific time here on the channel. John Lackey is your player of the game. 3 innings, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts. And we'll just ignore how many balls he threw. Lackey with the win, Jared Weaver with the loss. Cano's first home run of the postseason. That was a good game. That was close. It's a little frustrating watching the pitchers not throw strikes, but he was able to give his defense opportunities, and his defense came through, unlike Philadelphia's defense, unlike Seattle's defense. Faltering in those games. I don't know that the Royals defense really failed. It was just they probably did though. So we will have tomorrow. Actually here, let's save just in case. We'll just make sure we'll get that out of the way. We can end that poll. Thanks everybody for participating. Thanks everybody for watching, hanging out, and I appreciate it. We will save in save slot 8. That's our home. We'll simulate the day, and then we'll get set for tomorrow. We are guaranteed 3 game 4s. Pittsburgh is the only team that can sweep. Save complete. All right. So, sim to date. We will lead off again, Royals, Angels, then it'll be Mariners, Yankees in Los Angeles, in New York. Then it'll be Pirates, Marlins, Phillies, Diamondbacks, Royals, Angels, Mariners, Yankees. And then this is where things get kind of weird because we get 2 of these Angels games. Royals, Angels, and then Angels, Royals. It's kind of odd. This game might not happen, and then these 3 will for sure. And then we'd have into like game 5s if necessary. Or these games, I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's hard when the records are there. You get it. You got it. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit the video with a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. I appreciate everybody hanging out and checking out the content. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific time, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing probably 8 games. We'll see how many ended game 4. If the Marlins get swept, we'll figure it out. If there's 2 or more game 5s, we'll probably just push that to Sunday and make it a bit of an easier stream for both, in both cases. But we'll also see where we're sitting. A lot of if this is then that sort of things. Thanks again for hanging out. I appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow for more baseball, good sports, and have a great rest of your night. Bye, everybody.